So this is one of the bedroom doors that I'm doing for the hidden doors. I want to make a door in the basement look like the wall niches that I have here, blended right in. So I'm gonna have these stained tongue and groove boards here mounted right to the face of the door and have it closed where it seamlessly hides the edge here. I'm actually going to redo this one here so it looks a little different. And there's a space up here on the top and some low voltage wires here where I'm going to put some flexible strip lights, LED strip lights that dim and stuff. They're actually wired up between all the openings here in the basement. So as you go around, there'll be light that lights up around them. So these are just the wall niches that are around the basement now. And I still have to do the doors for each room with the same thing. So you can kind of see here, I was playing around with this one, getting it to where it works. So mounted the door like so, low voltage lighting. It's going to have that tongue and groove right on the front, and it'll leave like a reveal here so it matches all the way around. I couldn't figure out the way to do the return here because I want it to be flush, and on the inside here I'll show you. I want the door and the wall to be seen perfectly even together, so you don't have enough clearance here, enough meat here to screw the hinges into on the board, so I have to wind up putting actually a deck board, cedar deck board here on the door that I'm working on that I'll show you here in a second to give it something to blend into, and I can quarter bead around it. So I'll show you that here in a second. So you can see here, before I drywall the inside here, I wanted to make sure that I have something strong to have the hinges of the door to mount to. So if you look here with a piece of drywall, when the drywall comes up like so, that hinge is going to overlap this edge of the drywall, which then the screws will miss the wood. So this is what I had in mind. What I did is I took a cedar deck board, it's 1 inch thick, nice beefy material here to hold the door up. It's going to fit in the opening so that the drywall on the face will actually come over the edge, and then I can put a piece of corner bead that will cover that. I can mud over the face, and then on the inside here, what I had to do is notch a 1/2 inch groove all the way around so that the drywall would actually go over the edge, and then the corner bead could cover this like so. So I'll show you here in a minute when I get done putting all this together. I got a plumb bob up here to make sure it's nice and straight and level. It's key when you're hanging doors, especially a homemade door like this. You want it to swing right, you want it to close right. If it doesn't, then your reveals on the edge where the door actually closes are not going to line up right. So making sure that the wall is plumb and square perfectly is definitely going to save your job time and effort here later when you actually start hanging the door. So prep is key to this. If it's going to work out right, it's going to look really good, and hope other people get ideas from this. So you'll see here when I finish. Alright, so I got the board all shimmed and mounted and level and plumb. See the plumb line there? Perfect all the way down. Still swaying, I just kicked it here a second ago, so but it is all lined up nice and even. I did put a couple small pieces here on the other side to make sure I still have just under 32 inches. I put a 32 inch door slab in here, so got to give some clearance for paint and movement and swelling and stuff like that. So just a little bigger than 32 inches by the time I put the mud on there. It should give me a nice overlap. So what I'm going to do, the traditional door frame will have the one by here and then a door stop. Well, I'm going to eliminate that because I want it to all blend in. So for the door stop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of drywall with a vinyl J bead, they call it. It goes on the end, caps the end of the drywall to give it a nice finish edge. It goes right on the edge there, you glue it on, it gives a nice straight edge. So I'll make sure I bring that up to where the door is going to stop, so when the door closes and comes into the point, it'll actually hit up against that piece of drywall. And the same thing on this side here where the door hinges, the drywall will have a nice finished edge. So from the face of it, you'll see all the boards. You won't see the cut edges of the boards when the door closes, and it'll blend in just like the wall niches around the rest of the basement. So you'll see here when I get a little farther, I'm going to drywall the inside of the room here now. So, all right, so I'm a little farther now. I have the door put in. I have the corner bead put up, and it's going to be a traditional look. It actually turned out a lot nicer than I was expecting. It wasn't too hard. So what'll happen here is you can see the door is going to be perfectly flush with the drywall all the way around. I have a nice gap all the way around the door. I did trim this door to fit in a different location in the basement, so to move it over here, to get it all fit into place, I just wound up using it here, so I had to actually shim in some more here. So there's actually two pieces of drywall on the end here, which this line here will be covered up. I'll add some tape and stuff to it so it all blends in, but you can kind of see what I have going on here. The door jamb, like I was talking about, as the door closes, I'm going to mount that tongue and groove boards right to this, and they'll fit right in here. So as the door opens and closes, it'll hide that unfinished edge all the way around there and give me the way I want. Actually cut back the existing drywall to give it a nice finished edge. Up here I have an overlap. These wires here for some low voltage lights that are going to shine down on the wood to give it the same look here. So as you can see, this has a unfinished edge, but I want it finishing that to make it look the same as the door. But low voltage lights will shine down on that area, and then same thing on the door here. So it blends in all the way around the basement. You can kind of see like that there. That's just a wall niche. So it'll blend in the same. The doors will look the same. I got to do this one next. But this is how this one turned out. You can see on the side here, I used the drywall, put that vinyl J bead on here like I was talking about, so the door butts up against it. Once that's all mudded and finished, should give it a nice straight edge, a nice clean edge. And as the door is closed up, let me get this piece here and show you. You see with this tongue and groove board in here, it'll close up, nailed to the door, and as it goes, it'll hide that edge and give it a blended in look. It's gonna be pretty cool. So I'm gonna start on the next one here. Got a little tweak to the design. Instead of using drywall on the face of the jamb here, I actually ripped down a board to fit to make a wooden jamb, give it a little more sturdy to screw this piece on here, the door stop, give me a little more to screw into because I didn't have much room here. Once I put pieces of drywall, I had to use longer screws to hold it all in. Kind of a pain in the butt. So trial and error, I'm figuring it out as I go, coming up with my own design. Hopefully it's gonna look sweet when I'm done here. So I'm gonna get started on this door and I'll update you as you go. All right, so I have the corner bead all installed and mudded. You can see here, there's not gonna be any trim around the door. Nice line all the way around the edge. And then from Other side here. You can see how I got it all finished off. It's got a gap all the way around there for the tongue and groove boards to go to. All the way around the edge. You can see I got a nice finished corner bead throughout here. I got my overhang, one of my LED lights. Gonna go up inside of here, shining down. I'm gonna have a spot for the tongue and groove board to be screwed in up here, and then blend in with the regular door. So when the door closes all the way, it'll blend right in, and it'll look just like the wall niche all the way around. So I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Nice and solid, nice clean edges. I'm gonna sand here in a minute. Put some primer and paint on it all the way around. It's gonna be pretty cool. So that's how I did it.